thing about all of that is that it wasn't recorded, so no one gets to play into that awesomeness afterwards. So, Randy, love the Brady Bunch, love the background. Thank you for that. I'm gonna close my door so I don't bug the people KOP because I'm loud. Oh, you guys are probably wondering why I gathered you here today. Hope, I got your text. I have not read it yet. I was talking with Miss Wendy. How are you doing, guys?
Awesome.
Awesome. Hey, Jason Thompson, thank you for being awesome. Miss Hope, thank you for being here and being amazing every day. Robin, high five. You know I love it. You're doing a great job on this deal. Your level of communication is fantastic. Keep that up. Randy, well, you're Randy. Thank you for being Randy.
Okay.
And Teresa, good morning. So actually, it was a funny thing. Randy Randy lives in my neighborhood around the corner. Like we're within a half mile, so we know the neighborhood. It was how fast the houses sell in our neighborhood.
Day.
Yeah, the house across the street. I was telling you about, like, my neighbor was a realtor and my other neighbor's a realtor, and there's like, well, the house across the street's on the market, and none of us are the listing agent, which is kind of. I did take it hard. I was like, oh, I lost this one. I did take it hard, and then I realized it's a KMS listing, which means that the owners sold it for cash to Kyle Mokhtarian, and Kyle Mokhtarian rehabbed it and flipped it. I was in my office. My office is the spare bedroom. It's across the front yard is that house, and 8 cars showed up there yesterday in the afternoon. 2 of which didn't have realtors with them. You could tell because they were just people looking, doing the walk around. I ran out there in my flip flops, giving business cards, making friends. So, and I want you guys to just hear the hilarity. And I tell you guys this all the time, and I want to prove to you, like, I'm willing to go out there and do the same things. I never tell you to do something I won't do myself. Make yourself uncomfortable, force the issue, go out there and make a friend. And one of them had such a bad language barrier, he thought I was trying to collect money from him.
No.
I was like, no. I'm giving you my card so that I can show you I'm a realtor and I'll open the house for you. So, guys, there's business everywhere. You got to look for it. And it just happened to be that this is a listing I didn't get. And I'm trying like hell to find a buyer, because the way I'm going to compensate myself for it is to sell the house, because I didn't get the listing. I'm going to sell the house.
Hey, Dan, in that scenario, since it's a vacant house and you have people looking through the window, do you have to still set an appointment, or can you open it since it has to keep
Your internet.
keep lockbox?
So, based on the showing instructions of the house, I knew that it was vacant, and I know that KMS's properties are on a lockbox, and it's just kind of go show the house and sign in. But yeah, good question. If the house is there, you want to make sure that you can still show it. Definitely set an appointment, but it wasn't on showing time. Good morning, Renee and Kitty Cat.
He's being very friendly.
He wants your attention. I can see that he's like, give me love, Mom.
Hey, Dan, it's 4 days on the market in your neighborhood. 4 days.
Yeah, it's quick. And that 4 days is because they usually wait the weekend to respond to the offers. It's extremely hot. Last month it was 18 days average days on market. Now it's down to under a week. There was 6 houses for sale in a mile from me, and all 6 of them are under contract the weekend it went open.
Yeah, I've had that happen several times lately. One deal I have right now, we finally just went and looked at it, put an offer in right away. But 3 different times we go to bed with 4 or 5 on our list to go see, wake up with only 2 left.
Don't you love it? So I talked to an agent yesterday, a possible recruit. I invited him to this call. I doubt he's going to jump on. But one of the things he heard, he's like, well, my business is slowing down because all this COVID stuff and everyone's just waiting. Nobody's doing business because of waiting. I want to make sure that y'all don't have that negative story. You know what I'm saying? Are people waiting?
Yes and no. I've got
No.
4 right now that are all waiting. I know that.
What are they waiting for, Andy?
They're waiting to figure out what the hell's going on in the world. I mean, some of them, their jobs were on the line. Some of them had lost a bunch of money in stocks, out-of-state people looking to buy second residence. And so they went on hold. I mean, there is both sides to it, I think. I mean, it hasn't really slowed down. People are still buying, obviously, because of interest rates, but there is a percentage out there that are holding back. I know I have 4 right now that I'm talking with, but they're like, hey, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. We're still waiting.
For what?
2 months ago, they almost pulled the trigger.
Yeah, but for what?
What are they waiting for? To feel comfortable again.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Mhm.
Now we're getting somewhere. Comfortable with what?
World economy, finances, the world in general. They're just so up in arms mentally about the whole COVID thing.
Okay. So you brought out 2 things, economy and money. What is important about the economy, or what is it about the economy that is keeping you from moving forward? What is it? Let's find the underlying objection here.
Well,
I need to feel secure that I'm going to have enough money to pay for this house.
Okay. Expand upon that, Robin.
So I need to know that my job is still going to be there and I'm going to have a steady income so that I can pay this mortgage.
Right. So you want to make sure that you don't put yourself in a tough situation. How would you pay your mortgage now?
From the job that I have.
Okay. So regardless of where your house is, you're still going to have the obligation of paying a rent or mortgage, and there's always going to be this looming doubt there. Now, what is it about this possible improvement in your life do you want to put on hold because of that?
I guess when you think about it that way, I mean, maybe there's a little more expense involved, but yet you literally have to pay to live somewhere.
Did you catch where I was going with that? And that's the conversation. If it's going to be a sizable difference when it comes to, their payment, I get that. If they're going from living at mom and dad's rent-free to buying their first house, $1,200, $1,500 a month, huge change. Let's start thinking about how we can make this a positive for them. Right? You're moving into a neighborhood. You're getting the house that you need for your size. So there's peace of mind. Peace of mind has a price tag. Maybe you're moving into an HOA-less neighborhood, no HOA, so you're saving some money there. So yeah, maybe your payment does go up $250, $300 a month in your mortgage payment or payment versus rent, but you're losing the $80 a month that you're paying for the HOA. You're going into a better home for your family. So, there's that cost valuation there. So we can break it down. We call it, reduce to the ridiculous. So you're telling me that, Robin, for $1 a day, you're not willing to advance that your dreams and goals are more important than what's going around you? You don't feel like you have the abilities to find a way to make things work out? You're telling me in the last 40 years that you have been alive on this earth, you have not found a way to be successful, regardless of what situation we've gone through. And you've lived through a few of these recessions.
When you think about it that way, I mean, you always find a way forward, and this would really be a big improvement.
Yeah, ask questions. That's what we talk a lot about, is ask questions. I lost a listing because I was a hard sell. The client happened to be such a snowflake, and I'm going to put this on recording, so if he watches it, he'll know I said that. such a snowflake that when he said, you know what, Dan, I'm only going to pay 5%. And I asked, what is it about the 5% that's important to you? Well, he said, well, because I only ever paid 5%. Okay, when was the last time you sold a house? 20 years ago. Things have changed. Well, I'm only ever got 5%, so if you don't want it, that's fine. I'll find somebody who does. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to find out what was important. What do you do with the other 1%? Moving expenses, relocation fees. I was like, oh, your house is free and clear. That's just part of the expense of selling it. I got no problem helping sell your house still. We'll talk about it more when I actually get to see the house, but I don't see an issue. He considered that a hard sell. Exactly. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for the head tilt. Like, what? Hard sell? But that's the thing, is sometimes when you ask questions, you're going to find somebody that if you're asking powerful questions, some people are going to take it as a hard sell, and not that you're just trying to understand things. And not that I'm ever going to make it okay for you to lose a contract or lose a deal, because I want it to hurt. I want it to be painful, because in that pain, you learn the resistance and do things better. And you sharpen your skill set. But just sometimes you're going to run into a situation that it wasn't a good fit. Count your blessings on it. But had I not asked that question, just been like, okay, do I know what kind of situation I got myself into? What if we had a deal that I needed to negotiate with the seller with on a little bit? Those of you who've had a listing, worked on some things, is there some negotiation from the seller point? As the agent, you need to negotiate with your client and say, listen, quit being dumb, sell the house. Sometimes you need to be that fortitude, that backbone that they don't have. If you got a client that's going to take just a simple question of what's important about that as a hard sale, cool. So I took 2 lessons. 1, I need to soften up my approach and my questionings, just find a better way to ask a better question. And 2, now I know that I flushed out an objection that I never would have overcame. I probably still would have taken the listing at 5%, but I would have told him I was doing so at a reduced expense, meaning that if he wanted drone footage, he's paying for it. If he wanted the 3D walkthrough, he's paying for it. He was also in his 80s. So I would have had to go to his house every time there was a document that needed to be signed, and y'all will know that works real well for me. But I digress. I wanted you guys to know that questions are a good thing because it's going to help you get where you need to go. But sometimes, and I do mean it's not always going to work. This is not 100% science. Sometimes you're going to find yourself in a situation where it creates resistance that you didn't mean to create. Hello, Teresita.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So when we're working on that with clients, just make sure that, if you feel the resistance, kind of back off. And if like one day you're talking to them and all of a sudden it drops off the next day, I love this question. Have I done something to upset you?
You asking me or are you asking somebody else?
No, I'm talking to the call. Like you're 15 minutes into it. So.
I was wondering if we could reach out and just say that. Just, I've got a couple of buyers that I'm texting, emailing, and they're the ones who have applied for a loan. They have cash from from their seller house. They're looking for homes, and they haven't finished their application because they're going to have a mortgage to help, even though they do have about half amount of money. And it's just like they fell off the face of the earth. And I'm like, can I just say, hey, have I done something to upset you? Why are you not answering my text?
Yeah. Be personal about it.
Yeah,
I'm going back to 10 years ago when I started, fielding leads that are online stuff, and who hasn't done an online inquiry on something, and gotten a ton of responses back and be like, you know what, I'm not going to respond, because they're also automated. They're generated from a place of just copy paste. Like, there's no formulation to it. It's not personal. And if you get to a point where you're just sending emails and texts, you're not getting anywhere. Have I upset you? No. Oh, no. Sorry, we just been going through some stuff. And those are the emails I'll send. Like, I'll send an email, subject line, hey, email. Teresa, it's Big Dan over Keller Williams. Just wanted to check on you, make sure I didn't do something to upset you. I'm just making sure that you get the information that you've asked for.
Okay, that's good on a lot of these Facebook leads. This couple actually even showed a house too. So I mean, it's just, you know, we've been working together, and then they just disappeared, and I don't know. Strange.
And then ask them, you know, here's another email. Instead of going straight to that, ask it, is this something that I need to continue to follow up with you on a normal schedule? Or would you like me to give you a couple of months?
Okay.
I'm here to serve the best I can. And ask them, because this is the thing. Remember, people don't buy they don't wake up one day and go, you know what? I'm going to buy a house tomorrow and go buy a house. That's rare. Does it happen? Yeah. Does it happen to you? All the time. Because we want you guys to have that mindset, the growth mindset. Everything's big and big. But the thing is most consumers, when they're doing this, they start the process somewhere. You've all seen that funnel where you have the top of the funnel and it narrows down. Top of the funnel is the leads looking, just thinking. A lot of those just thinkings get boiled out and they're no longer looking because something changes. And then they get into searching. And some of those searchings get boiled out because they don't find anything they want or something changes. And then you get into selecting, you know, I definitely want to have this, this, and this. They're narrowing down the field. And even some of those gets blown out because something changes. And then you get the ones that are like, you know what, I'm serious. I want to buy a house. I need to buy a house in the next 30 days. And some of those get blown out too. Like it's not 100% science, but we just need to have a communication schedule. And that's what I love having is that text or the email is, am I communicating too much? I want to make sure that I'm here to support you in the best way possible. I want to make sure that I'm not over communicating. You tell them a lot of people hate getting a ton of emails when they're not ready, but I also want to make sure that you know that I care about you and I'm concerned about you and I'm here to help you. I just don't want to annoy you. Different frame of mind, but you can come up with a response to it and keep it simple. The simpler, the better.
Okay.
Dan, something I'll say to kind of get him off that ledge sometimes is basically, listen, Dan, it really doesn't matter to me whether you want to buy a house next week, 3 months from now, or a year from now. I just want to be a resource to help you get all the information you need. So when you feel the time's right for you, you're prepared. Something of that line, so they don't feel like, because a lot of times it was like, well, he wants me to buy a house this weekend. I'm not ready this weekend. But if you say, it doesn't matter if it's next week, next month, next year, I'm here for you when the time's right. Get you the information you need.
Absolutely. And that's important. And even when you got people say, hey, you know what, I'm just looking. That's a great response to that too. Thank you, Randy. I'm just looking.
Are you looking for like in the future, near, or next year from now? What is it you're trying to find?
I don't know. I just wanted to start looking.
Well, that's awesome. Is it for next week or next year? What is it you're trying to do?
I'm not sure. Just kind of looking at houses.
What is it you're looking for in a house, Dan? What's important to you?
I'd like to be closer to my mom.
What's
I want a pool. She's on the west side. So the one thing I love the question, and Hope's heard me say this, right? When they say, I'm just looking, what started you looking? What piqued your interest? You don't want to go, well, when are you looking to buy? No, you haven't earned that right yet. Let's start with the basics. I'm just looking. A response is, great. What created the curiosity? Right? I'm just looking. If you say, well, are you looking to buy now or down the road? That would be a response to, I'm just buying. We don't know that yet. I'm just looking turns into, great. Awesome. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Excellence. And then find out what piqued their curiosity. Out of curiosity, Mara, what was it about the market now that created some interest?
We just need to move.
Now we have changed the conversation. Now it's no longer we're looking. Now we are looking for a solution.
So Dan, could I share real quickly?
Absolutely, please
I
do.
missed the beginning. I had a person here. So yesterday I did follow up on a Facebook lead, and she had watched my video. And at first she was like, oh, I was just looking, but you know, and old Mara might have just given up. But because I've been listening to you guys, I'm like, well, what are you looking for? Because she didn't sound like she really wanted to continue the conversation. There were children screaming in the background and everything. I just kept asking her questions and she kept answering them. So she told me what she was looking for. And by the end, well, would it be okay if I, you know, go ahead and do send you a report? And, you know, when are you wanting to move and why were you wanting to move? And she just answered it all. And, you know, so by the end, even though she didn't think she wanted to talk at the beginning, she was like, oh, well, thank you. So that was pretty cool. So thanks to you guys for scripting. And another one, when you talked about following up, I also followed up with a client yesterday who, when I met about a month ago, he said, oh, I don't want to probably list till December or January. And so I called him yesterday just to follow up. And he's like, yeah, I might want to list in September. I was like, OMG, you know, this is why we tell everybody follow up sooner than people tell you they want to. I'm, oh, well, that's coming right up. And, you know, so I know we tend to. And then I had a person who I hadn't followed up with in a while who's already bought. So, you know, we all have those that happen too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Unfortunately,
got a couple wins and a loss. So just figured I'd share.
Yeah, I love hearing that. Old Mara. Love that. I hope you guys all have an old version of yourself that you'll never go back to. Like old Dan wiped his countertops down last night and cleaned everything. Let me tell you, I'm like a new man today.
Also, when you get a number that's not a great number, just ask them about real estate anyway, because that happened to me yesterday too, from a Facebook lead. A lady had given her old work number, and the guy like, oh no, she hasn't taught, you know, worked here in a while. I'm like, hey, well, do you know anybody interested in real estate? And I'm like, you know, I know it's happened in Bold too, you know, when they make you make calls in the class, and someone like, oh, I got somebody, I have no idea who they were, and I asked them anyway, and I got 3 deals from it, kind of thing. So whoever you get on the phone, just ask.
Hey, from yesterday, putting out there on Facebook that, hey, I have the clients looking to buy, you know, somebody trying to sell in 45 days or less. I pick up 2 customers that
That's
I'm
awesome.
talking to them. Yeah, it did work.
That's awesome. That is awesome. See, that Facebook post was pretty good stuff. Hey guys, I need your help. I got, even if you do it for yourself, I've got 5 buyers I can't find houses for all over the city. If you know somebody who's showing signs of wanting to sell their house, give me a call. I need to see if I can pair them up. You guys should all have that post out there.
I did it in Spanish, and then I put it on those for sale groups.
Yeah.
And I send it to especially in Spanish people, and to then one asked like, can you buy a house? And I'm like, sure, I will. So I wasn't expecting, but it was nice. Like I put it with a lot of faith.
You're cutting out a little bit, Teresita. I'm sorry. But I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Sorry, I'm on the road. I'm coming back from Phoenix. But yeah, it worked. One of them asked me to tell him more about how the process worked, and the other one asked me to go see his house. So I need to get somebody because I don't know these people, so I don't want to go alone, but he wanted me to go see his house.
That's awesome because that just creates the conversation. You guys all should be doing that.
Big Dan, I did that yesterday.
How'd it
I
go?
posted on my real estate page I posted on Ora Valley Ladies Club or Ladies Community. There's 5,000, over 5,000 in that group. And I got a lot of other realtors like, hey, have you seen this property? Have you seen that property? But a couple of potentials. So anyway, just getting the word out there. And also I got a lead driving through Dutch Brothers yesterday.
Nice.
So,
Tell us about that.
You want me to tell you more?
I do.
Yeah, they asked me how I was doing and I told them. I said, hey, I'm on my way back from a final walkthrough for my client. And they're like, great. You know, so you're a realtor. And I said, yes. And, oh, well, we wish we would have known you when we moved here. I'm from Oregon. I moved 6 months ago. I couldn't find a good realtor. So I got into a rental property. And I said, well, when's your lease up? And he said, another 5-6 months. And I said, well, we need to talk. And he said, I'd love for you to help me. And I said, what's your phone number? And he told me. So anyway, I got a new friend. His name is Jace.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got my ex-girlfriend from right after high school sent me a message last night or yesterday. She's like, I want to buy a house in a year. Can you help me? Yeah, I can. What do I need to do? I was like, here's the steps. She's like, yeah, I'm getting a divorce, so it's going to be just me. So I need some help. She's a police officer for TPD. So I was like, Jill, I got you. What do you need? And like, you sure this isn't weird? Why would it be weird? Like, yeah.
No, she knows you and trusts you, even though she's your ex.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was 14 years ago. Like,
Yeah. You know,
Yep.
she knows you are a good man. And you know what? She knows a lot of people. So
yes.
keep her.
The 3 communities you need to be well embedded in. Military, because of why?
Relocation.
It rhymes with Davis Mountain.
The Air Force Base, yeah.
Randy's right. Relocation. Tons of people coming this way and tons of people leaving. Do we help them just here? All right. Second community to be hugely involved in. What do you think that is?
I would think education. I think education and governmental work. And medical.
Okay.
And medical.
Medical.
First responders too.
Yeah, medical is first responders, nurses, clinics, stuff like that. Hope, you're absolutely right. Absolutely need to be embedded in the medical community. Why is that? Did you guys know U of A was one of the top medical training schools in the country?
Yep. Where I work.
Yeah, Teresa just caught onto that. She's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and they all have realtors, trust me.
Not everyone's going to keep that realtor.
Yeah, but everybody that I work with has a like significant other or a sister or brother, so I haven't been able to get anybody from there.
Change your mindset. Change your thinking. Change your life.
I've tried.
My ex-girlfriend, Krista, God love her soul, is a realtor with KMS. Is a realtor, a licensed realtor with one of the largest flipping companies in Tucson. Her cousin, Jessica, who I have met twice in my entire life, called me to help them buy a house. And Krista and Jessica were best friends growing up. So the whole, oh, they have a kid or a spouse or a friend. No, fuck all that. It doesn't matter. If you are top of mind enough, you have enough presence and you have enough gusto in your life and you can back it up, they will come to you. I assure you. You're going to lose some deals because I got tons of friends that are realtors. I got tons of friends that are buying and selling houses and tons of friends that aren't using me, and it pisses me off. You want to know something? It reminds me I was not top of mind. I did not do a good enough job of planting myself in their brain. You need to just keep on working that. I guarantee you keep working that, you will win it over.
I mean, part of the issue too is we're not working at work.
Oh yeah, you're definitely not having any of the interaction that you used to.
No. And like for me, I'm in the College of Medicine, but like we run on a July to June schedule. So people come in July and then they leave in June. So anybody that's come in has already come in, and nobody will leave until, in my department, and the College of Medicine won't leave until next June. So, and they're not hiring any new employees. So
Cool. No more competition for you. I'm sure you'll find something. But it's not just in your workplace. This is in total. Making friends in education, medical. There's the third one is education, which Renee's kind of both, education and medicine. But the medical communities, if you look at Northwest Hospital, 1,100 employees that work in the hospital alone, and somewhere around 3,000 in the satellite right there in just the Northwest complex. UMC's got somewhere close to 3,000 employees with 5,000 in their complex. You've got the whole banner system here. And I'm sure if you make a friend with a nurse, I have never met a group of people that talk and gossip and tell each other's stories more than nurses.
my renter's a nurse. They're planning on buying at the end of the year.
There you go. And I'm sure you do a bang out job, you tell them all. That's the thing is, these are communities that talk the most. Military, extremely loyal. They find somebody they can trust, they use, they work on. That's why some of our biggest companies in this are built around a military background. Secondly, medical field. It's, again, long hours, lots of bullshit, just standing around talking and gossiping. My sister's in the medical field, so I kind of know that. A few of my exes were nurses and doctors, because that's just, I seem to find those who can take care of me when I break myself. So it was good. So I learned the insides and out of that. And third is education, teachers. When you take care of teachers, everybody hears about it. And that's important. If you know somebody that's a teacher, you got a friend, family member, coworker, cousin, distant relative, 3 neighbors down as a teacher, make best friends out of them. School supplies, donate some school supplies. If you got, a big network of clients right before school season starts, try to get some donations. Hey guys, I'd love to get some donations for some of my favorite teachers in the market. If you guys can throw me a $5 gift card for Amazon and order up some stuff for them, or if you want to drop by some school supplies at this day, on this time, at this place, I'd love to see you. People love it. Because everybody's heard the swan song of a storyteller that is the school teacher. I have to pay for all the supplies myself because the government won't do so. Right? We've heard that. And realtors are the most giving group of people in the world. We really are. We love to collect, to give. So if you know somebody in one of those 3 areas, start really fortifying a relationship and then asking them, who do I know, or who do you know that I need to know? And make friends. Did you have something, Teresita? You keep unmuting.
Yes, I've been doing, I went back to the care calls because it's been months, and even though I'm just telling people, or they asking me if you know a handyman, if you know a plumber, whatever, but it keeps the conversation. And I noticed that my friends, my sphere, like they recommend me, like, oh, ask her, she might know somebody to help. So that's not a sale right now, but at least they know that I know, and that keeps me like in the conversation. So I've been doing the care calls.
You guys should all be doing them. If the DTD2 stuff doesn't end, every week you need to be calling part of your database. Every week. This needs to be your lifestyle. Every Monday, you should get excited about Mondays, because Monday is a new generation of people to call. It's a new letter set. It's a new opportunity to make these connections. And then throughout the week, you're building that database. And speaking of building the database, how's your guys' contest going? You guys having fun with it yet? I'm excited to see the numbers. I might extend it another week just because I love seeing you guys, get excited about, let's go. But that's the thing, guys, do your care calls. Not just care calls, like we called them yesterday, database nurturing. You got to water your database if you're ever going to pick the fruit. Those are my water pails. If you guys couldn't tell. Water pails. And remember your forward calls: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. It's pretty simple. And what do we throw in somewhere in there? Referral ask. Thank you, Teresa. I saw your lips. That's awesome. If the engagement isn't strong on the phone, don't ruin a relationship by asking for a referral right then and there. Call them back another day just to check. Have a reason to call them back. Make it a point to care. That's why they call them care calls. Make it a reason to care and then call them back. How many times have you heard, thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you so much for following up. Thank you so much for, calling me. It's nice to hear from you. Ooh, I love hearing that. Ooh, it's nice to hear from you. I like calling my Southern clients. Honey, it's nice to hear from you. Oh, I love it. So go out there, guys. Change somebody's life today. Okay? Share your smiles. I love seeing your beautiful smiles in the morning. So go out there and share it with the world. Go out there and make somebody smile, make a friend, and let's find a piece of business. Okay? Let's focus on listings, as it's going to be your highest leverage options, and the listings will bring buyers. But it's all going to start when you pick up this little 10,000 pound object here. You guys can see that I got a ton of stuff to follow up on. So Jason Thompson texted me.
It looks invisible.
Yeah, it was. Some people think it is. And guess what? If you don't pick it up, you're not going to make any money.
Do we have a topic for tonight or not? Yet.
Well, it's your guys' call.
I just didn't know if there was one or not.
What do you want to mastermind around? Let's start thinking, getting the wheels greased now.
Bids or negotiation?
Yeah, I agree. Negotiations, and then houses are not valuing, even though you got offers accepted at higher price. How to deal when the value comes lower? Let's talk about that.
We got it. Okay, that's easy. We have definitely some opportunity to talk about some things there and some insight about appraisals. So I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock. Renee, are we doing the call at 10?
I don't know. Is Hope still on? Wasn't she the one that asked?
You want to do that design thing at 10?
Sure.
Yeah, I just think we could do that. Or, Heather's she's going to find the video for us. She's on her way to Sierra Vista right now. But they went over all that in the regional call yesterday. It was pretty good stuff, too.
Shoot. I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah,
I missed half of it because I was in the ALC meeting. But at 10 o'clock, we'll jump on. I'll show you some things. If you guys want to jump back, I don't think there's another Zoom scheduled for 10 o'clock. So we'll just jump back in here at 10 o'clock, and I'll show you some stuff on doing the postcard mailers and some easy best practices.
Okay.
Cool?
Thank you.
Awesome, friends. Have a great day. Go spend joy. Be awesome. Randy, I appreciate your funny backgrounds and make me smile.
I thought the same thing.
I'll always make you smile with something,
It's all about
this one's your favorite.
that is. It's on my computer. It's on my desktop. I saved it.
All right, you guys, talk to you soon.
Later, guys.